Alright, today in this video we are going to go through all the different armor that you can get for free by doing quests, achievements, and collecting up like fragments. This is all stuff you don't necessarily only have the base game though, some of it's DLC, I don't know which is which, so but you can look it up by the quest or the achievement and find out what you have to do. The first one is the Antiquarian Field Garb. This is great for roleplay. It's got an adventure-y kind of look to it, and it's got the cool backpack with potions and stuff. The hat is pretty good, so you can leave the hat on. It looks nice. This one's from the Antiquities stuff. This one is also from the Antiquities stuff. So if you're going to do it, you will automatically get these two. And this one's a little bit more magey, a little bit more formal. You can dye them up, make them look totally different than this. So these are good, but you got to do the whole Antiquities line, pretty much. Right, this one is from the Dark Brotherhood storyline. If you do that one, you'll get this one automatically as well. I don't think it's great for roleplay because it's got the black hand right there. It's also a bit frumpy looking, too bulky. So, yeah, this one's weak. I wouldn't go for the Dark Brotherhood all the way to this right away. Right, this one, though, is great. This one's from Jumping Ship in Bankarai. It's the Blackheart's crew look. And it's great. You can dye it. I've dyed this one. The hat is dumb looking, but the rest of it's look great looking. Good casual gear. The fur doesn't dye. That's the only thing. All right, this one is from Unearthing the Past in Beknik. It's got some good details. It's going to dye maybe 2 colors though, but it'd be good for a mage, and it's just from a quest, so not too bad. I think it's a standalone quest as well. All right, this one is not a hard quest, but it is lengthy. You have to fill up the House of Orsimar Glories with all the relics. So there is add-ons you can get to help you find the relics, and you just run around finding all the relics. And you might be looking at me going, why would I even bother? This is not for roleplay walking around with a bear head. But if you take the bear head off, you've got some great looking armor. For an orc, Nord, and even my guy. I use it on my guy too. So it's good. You take off the helm. Yeah, maybe if you want to run around with a bear hat on. But there's 3 in that. So if you do all of that, you'll get all 3 of them, and they're all 3 different. All right, this one's from the Colovian Occupation and Reaper's March. It's called the Colovian uniform. It definitely looks very imperial, so it might be good for an imperial. There's a bunch of them like this where it's like kind of racial specific. All right, this one is the Courier uniform from Enemy of My Enemy in Malleable Tor. A lot of these, you will pick up a version of the armor along the way in the quest, and then that's what's going to give it to you at the end when you finish it, is you had that in your inventory. So you will no longer need it in your inventory after you complete the quest. This would be great for a mage. I love the bear arms. Fantastic. Just from a quest. All right, this one is from a achievement, so it is a bit lengthier. I believe that this is completing most of Somerset to get this one, but it's got great details. It's worth it, especially if you play a mage character. It's just definitely a very attractive looking costume. All right, now this one is probably going to be the one you're going to want to do first. This is the Gone Missing quest in Alakir Desert. You get 2 for 1 quest. So this is and it's a great casual roleplay gear. So normally you're walking around in a bunch of armor. This finally gives you that casual look, and there's 3 dyes on it. You can see the gold, the black, the red. So and you can see that the toes are out, which means that if you are a Khajiit, your claws will stick out, or Argonian, your claws will stick out. I know you guys like that. So go do Gone Missing in Alakir Desert first to get these 2 casual gears. I'll show you the other one in a minute. All right, you'll get this one by getting Champion 60. It's useless. No role-playing characters are walking around with this many spikes. Definitely not this helmet, but you're going to get it by just leveling. So, all right, you get this one for party planning in Eastmarch. It is supposed to be Dunmer gear, but you find out in the course of the quest that it is not accurate. and is considered to be low quality Dunmer gear. I think you can still probably work with it. The quest is real fun, so it could be worth it to do it to get this as well. And of course you could dye it, make it look better. All right, the next one is for getting kind of deep into the Apocrypha storyline. You get this. It does look awesome, but it is real Mora specific. So, unless your character has Mora on the mind, it's not going to really work for roleplay, which is a shame because the hood is great. All right, this is the other one from Gone Missing in Alcor Desert. As you can see, it's a great, got the sandals, little details on the sides there, very basic, a little bit redder in, but it can be working for anything. So I've dyed this one. I think normally it's like blue and tan or something. So this one is fantastic, and you get it for doing that same quest that you got the other one. Right, the Fort Amel Guard is from the Sleeping on the Job in East March. I've dyed this one. It looks great. It's got kind of a dumb helmet, but the armor itself is very good for a warrior type. I think I like this one a little bit better, though, from Hawson's Folly in Bleak Rock Isle. This one I definitely like it better. It's just got a little bit more details without being specific racially, and I think it looks great. Yeah, no helmet though. Right, you get this automatically by reaching champion 20. I'd lose the helmet, but you could dye the rest and make it work for somebody who was, into heavy combat or, warrior type. The pauldrons are a little much, but not too much. All right, you get this one from Flipping the Coin in Grotwood. It's pretty good for a nice little casual wear too. You can see its similarities to the other ones you get from Alakir though. And this one has a different style of hat. It's not terrible. I've seen this look great on female characters too with the hat. Looks pretty cool. And the tootsies do stick out. So if you want anyway, it's very similar to those Alakir ones, but it dyes different. So when you try dyeing this one, it does do different. Just from a quest, so easy. This one you get from getting Champion 160. I think it's useless for roleplay. It's way too specific. So, yeah, don't rush to get that. All right, this one is 10 scraps of minstrel cloth. I think you can buy them off the, traders, so you can still get this. I don't think it's super useful in roleplay, though, unless your character's doing silly stuff or dressing up. But you can get it from just buying the scraps of cloth and combining them. All right, this one is from Keepers of the Shell in Shadowfen. I think it's great. It's got these cool windows on the sides. So especially if you want to add a little bit of sexiness to your outfit, you can kind of imagine what it would look like on the ladies. It looks really good. And you can dye it, of course, to... I don't think the feathers will dye, though, but the rest of it should be okay. Make it look a little more unique. Decent hood. So that's a good one. And just from a quest. This you get at Champion 100. Useless. It looks way too specific, and no one's walking around evil edgelord like this, hopefully. All right, this one is awesome. You get this one from combining the fragments in this dungeon right here. You go in there, and after you farm a little bit, you might get the feet. And you farm a little bit more, you might get the other thing. You have to get them all, and then you'll have the option to combine, and you'll get this. I would use it without the hat. Hat looks a little silly, but the rest of it looks great. So definitely worth it if you're an adventurer type. All right, this you get in the Thieves Guild line. So if you're doing Thieves Guild, you're automatically going to get this. It doesn't look like this. I dyed it a bunch, but it's kind of bright and colorful, white shirt and all that. But it's a good one. But it does look very specific. So if there's somebody else in the room also wearing this outfit, y'all will look very matchy-matchy. So even dyeing it, it's like really stands out as the same outfit. So just make sure there's not somebody else already wearing it, and you're good. Right, this one is from A Ransom for Miranda in Stormhaven. I wouldn't rush to get this one. There are some other ones that kind of look similar, and this one's a bit more boring. I like the little eye on the back of this and the feet. they stick out for the Khajiits, but other than that, I don't know. It's a little dull. I would maybe hold off on this one if you're getting some of the others that look similar already. All right, this one is from Scouting the Mine in the Rift. I would hold off on this one as well, unless you're playing a character from the Rift, or Reachman of some sort, because it does really look, Forsworn kind of vibe going on, and the head is basically useless. No one's walking around, hey, what's up, looking like this. So, not so useful for roleplay. All right, this one is from completing the Durance Vial. I believe this is a quest that started in Fargrave. You do have to work a little bit to get to it, but it's worth it because look how great it looks. It's fantastic adventure-y gear. Just wonderful. Not specific, not a bunch of weird stuff on it. It just looks great. Dye it up, and you're good. Highly recommend. All right, this is another one of our bear hats from the Orsimer's Glories. I'll show you though. Roleplay. Yes, please. Looks fantastic. So just take off the bear hat and you've got some good armor there. All right. All right, next we've got the Perrierite Skeeve Master. This is from collecting Plague-Drenched Fabric in Orcra's City Public Dungeon. You can spend a long time collecting the fabrics, or you can just buy them off of a trader. So I don't think they're very expensive. They're one of the cheaper ones, and you only need 10. So even if they are like 5K, you probably have 50K laying around. Lose the hat. Obviously, it's not great for roleplay if some of your head is covered in bandages, but the rest of it looks fantastic for a mage or like a lady's wear. So looks fantastic, I think. Good lines. All right, this is from the First Patient in Oridon. There's a couple of these that kind of look similar with the elf vibe about them. They're from disguise quests where you have to, disguise yourself as something to get through, and these are the gear that you wear. You dye it, make it look okay. Right now it looks pretty elfy. Right, this is from the Veiled Choice in Oridon. Much preferred this one, much more generic. I love the, the stitches. Looks really cool. Dye it up, and it'd be real specific to your character. All right, this one is the Red Rook armor. I think this one's fantastic. This is also from a quest, Farlavir's Gambit in Glenumbria. I think this is fantastic looking gear. Dye it up, it looks, makes it look more like you. But yeah, good stuff. All right, you get this automatically by doing the entire quest storyline in Orsinium. I wouldn't rush. It looks like a lot the House of Glories thing. And if you do the House of Glories, you're going to get the other 3 that kind of look similar. And the pauldrons are a bit much. I'd lose the helmet for sure. But if you're questing anyway, you'll get this at the end of that line. Right, this is the Scarlet Judge in Surin. It looks a lot like this. I did make it like shinier and stuff like that. But it is good Dunmer stuff. Kind of more if you're going to be doing magic, not hot heavy combat. But I don't know that it would work for casual wear, but it's still pretty cool. I use it sometimes, so. Then we have this one is the Imperial Incursion in Alkir Desert. It definitely looks super Imperial. I don't think you can get away from it looking that way, so kind of specific. I'd hold off on it if you're not an Imperial. This one is like Moth to a Candle in Stros Makai. Highly recommend this one. An easy quest, and it's got everything you kind of want in some casual wear. You can even venture in this, if you're magey type maybe. But yeah, great. This one is for A Storm Upon the Shore in Green Shade. This is awesome. It's got awesome details, easy to customize it to not look the same as somebody else. I don't think the pauldrons are too much. They seem to actually kind of fit in. So great dye points on this one. You can see where the blue is a separate spot. So that's cool. I like this one. This one is from The Long Game in Hughes Bane. It is supposedly a servant's outfit. Doesn't really look like it though. So I would, if you lose the hat, then it just looks like nobility gear, casual gear. The boots are awesome. Highly recommend it. It's just, yeah, can't beat it. This is a great one. One of the top 10, I think, to go get. This one is called the Servant's Robes, and it's from the Tip of the Spearhead in Stros Mackay. It's very casual. It looks great on the ladies, though, too, because it's got the little V-neck. Makes it look more like women's wear. So, uh, you know, not bad. Go get that one for some casual wear. This one is from Halland's Burden and Bankerai. It looks very Imperial. So again, if you, unless you're playing an Imperial or have some sort of Imperial background, not sure how super useful it is going to be for you. But at least the pauldrons are smaller. So I kind of like that. Right, this is the Shrouded Armor from Signed in Blood. This is the reason to do the Dark Brotherhood line if you want a sneaky boy or sneaky girl. Looks great on both genders, and it is dyeable in a bunch of different ways, combinations, so it's good. And this is from the Dark Brotherhood. I like that it comes with the knives. All right, this, I would not bother doing this right away because you have to work really hard to get these 50 Siege of Cyrodiil merits, and then by doing Imperial City quests and then only opening one of the boxes per day. So 50 merits equals 50 days, and this is what you get. So, and it's normally like orange and gray, and I tried my best to make it look cooler, and it still doesn't look that cool. So I would not work hard on that right away. All right, this one you get by combining, finding 7 parts and combining them, similar to that other one that you explore the Nook and whatever, that dungeon, and you combine it for the adventure gear. This one is called Sixth House Robe, but it looks much more like a dress to me. Just the way that they have it laying and the wrinkliness of the sleeves and stuff. I think it would play very nicely as a dress for the ladies. I don't think it looks very much like a robe for the dudes. But you only need those 7 parts, so not so bad. You probably buy them off of the traders as well and shorten your journey on that. All right, this is from Raise the Curtain and Maulable Tor. I think it's pretty solid armor. The helmet is a bit odd, but I kind of like the shape. Yeah. Then we have the Stormfist uniform, Mystery Metal, and East March. This one's pretty good. And I don't hate the pauldrons on this one. Feet are a bit bulky. I don't know, I think it could work for a lot of characters. I don't like that the helmet makes your hair suddenly go away, but other than that, it's great. Right, you join the Thieves Guild, you get this. So as long as you have the DLC, go get this. This is fantastic gear. It's kind of instant leather armor. You don't have to, and it's very uniform and looks very great. It's normally brown. I dyed it all black, so just the silver buckles showing. But it's fantastic looking, just raw too. Looks great. So I highly recommend this one. This is another one in the top 10 for sure. This is another one of those combined Siege Cyrodiil merits. I would not bother. No one's going to be using this in roleplay, probably, unless you're doing some really specific like reach roleplay. I don't know. Silly. All right, this one is the last of the bear hats that you get. This one looks a lot like Dwemer gear to me. I think it's great. So I dyed it a little bit to be more intense, but it's gold normally, so definitely looks cool. All right, and then getting back to it, we've got this one from Aggressive Negotiations in Stone Falls. Some good Dunmer gear. Hostile Situation in Ordon. This is another one of those that looks very elfish. This one does not have pauldrons though, or it's got kind of flat pauldrons. So this one could be a little more casual, a little bit more higher use for roleplay in this one. Right, this is from Uneasy Alliances in Southern Elsewhere. It is pretty deep into the Dragon Guard storyline there, but it's worth it because it's fantastic. It has a little, it's fancy, but it doesn't look super heavy combat, so it can pass for like just somebody's kind of fancy gear as they're walking around and role playing. So I think it is great for role play. I've dyed mine blue, but it normally comes red. It's very striking. Very cool. You can do a lot with the dyes though, but the gold will stay. Gold does not go away. Then a couple I have not gotten that you can get. I'm working on this one right now, which is the Arena Gladiator. I mean, obviously you're not sitting around the bar looking like this probably, but great for combat if you want to be the tough guy with no shirt on. And this you can get by doing PvP forever and ever and ever, which if you're doing that, you probably don't have time to be role-playing. And I don't think it's very good for roleplay anyway because it's way too fancy. And then the last one, I'm working on this one as well, which is combining 50 scaly cloth scraps from the Silent Halls in Blackwood. This one can be very good. I'm looking forward to, potentially using it on another character. This guy's not a mage, but using on another character. These cloth scraps, though, are about 15k a piece, so it's kind of worth the farm, maybe. You go in, you get 2, and then you leave, come back the next day, get another 2. I'm still working on it, but it is a great looking piece. So those are the free, completely free, do quests, do things. You can do it all right now. None of these you have to wait for to get. I'll do another video that is some of the event ones that you can kind of keep an eye out for, but you would have to keep up with the event and time it right to get those because they are not available all the time. All right. See you in roleplay.